Okay, and we're live. Welcome everyone who's popping on immediately. And as you can see here, we just entered into a tiny home, is what they call it. And I'll flip the camera around here. And yeah, I'm out here in Texas with John Fedro. A lot of you probably know his channel. He exclusively does mobile home content. He is a leader in the space. And here, look how sweaty we are. Here we're actually walking through a tiny home. So a lot of people say, what's the difference between a tiny home and a mobile home? And for the utility of it, there's not a huge difference. Typically, what you'll see is these are more designed as an actual single family home rather than a mobile home is designed to be a little bit more modular, I would say. John probably has a better definition. He's actually taking a shower
Can I get
right
a little
now.
privacy?
Yeah, get some privacy. So a lot of you guys,
internet.
yeah, a lot of you guys probably know John from his channel. If you don't know who John is, if that's the first time you're hearing this name and you're interested in the mobile home space, check out John Fedro on YouTube and mobilehomeinvesting.net.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Look at this. This is way better than.
This is nicer than my house.
Your money.
Yeah, this is, and I know it's a model home, so they're gonna look nice. But let me switch this around. But I mean, it's more modern than my house, nicer finish than my house. I mean, I need to up my game, that's for sure. But
I mean, it's all real sized appliances. I mean, real sized appliances, real sized cabinets.
yeah, nothing has been miniaturized, so to speak. And really, I mean, look at all the light that comes in. It's just, again, it's kind of funny walking through these, and I know it's new construction, so, but there's a lot, there's a lot to admire for sure. The flooring is really nice.
Plus, this view.
The view is great. And a huge deck.
That to be a tiny home, it has to be under 400 square feet.
Okay.
399 and below. But this deck, you'll see that on these tiny homes. I took the tour here before.
Okay.
The tiny homes, you'll see that they utilize a lot of loft space and a lot of decks because the loft, it can be 600-700 square feet if you included the loft, but that doesn't matter.
Right.
Is leased to be a tiny home.
Okay.
So you'll see that they utilize a lot of lofts here. They have a lot of decks because the deck doesn't count towards the square feet either.
Okay. So that's a good differentiator. Is it all depends on the square footage, what constitutes a tiny home, at least for a lot of the communities. I'm sure there's some different ones out there, but so it has to be with under
Lending.
or lending. Yeah, that's a big thing, getting a mortgage, so to speak, on these homes. So this is the Haven model, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, full kitchen. So it has to be. Oh, maybe let's look. Yeah, it looks pretty. Yeah, looks pretty solid. Yeah. So this is, you would probably just add this on, but so the deck and any loft space is not considered in the square footage. So it maintains the. Are you checking to see if that was faux skirting
No
or?
skirting, yeah. I mean, they must have a vent opening somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere I assume. We can check it out. So that's really the big differentiator, I guess, between tiny homes and mobile homes. A lot easier to get lending on these things.
Well, the price, I want to say this one maybe 70 to 90.
Yeah.
The one that we were just in.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering from the.
Oh, is that
original tour.
what they said?
Brand new, yeah. I mean,
Wow.
these are almost 6 figures.
Wow. So when you kind of think, and I guess it depends on the area of the country you live in, 70 to 90 grand for this, I mean, I would say,
Without the land.
again, that's not that good of a deal. And again, people watching this from, maybe LA or San Francisco or some of those really, expensive cost of living areas are thinking, oh, that's a steal. But, for the median in the US, that's a little bit pricey.
Where should we go now?
Let's go into this one. Look at the, I do love the windows though. All the,
So different.
all the light. Yeah. Wow. Look at this, guys. Of course they have it staged, so it's gonna look, really inviting, but I mean, you can essentially make it how you want it. This one has more of like a little bit more of like a Western type finish to it.
When you're live streaming, you ever put one of those lenses on that like the lenses that clips on your phone and it like makes it bigger?
I
You ever
don't.
do
I
that?
should.
In a place like this, it would look.
It would. It's
Well,
almost
you can't
essential.
even tell.
Yeah, you can't
really
tell.
see how. 'Cause it
The
looks really spacious when you're inside of it.
it does look spacious, but yeah. See the sliding barn door there. These are nice. Is that a fairly? Oh, your fuses here. See, this is typical of a mobile home right here. Fuse box, and
Sort of
look like a back deck fire pit area. I mean, these are really nice. Of course, these are 2020 models or 2019, but
You're in Texas.
John found a new hat. Yeah, howdy. Yeah.
Oh, and it fits. No. It doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
What metro do you invest in? So John invests all around the country, right? For the most part, John.
All around the country. It's only because there's folks that I trust in those areas. If I didn't trust people in those areas, it would be very difficult. So personally, invest in the Tampa Bay market because I have a reputation there and I know managers there and
Right.
realtors. And then also here in the central Texas area because I'm physically here, I can get to it. But if it was over 3 hours away, 2 hours away, it'd be difficult to have to literally drive all that way. And man, this business is tough to do from the internet.
Very, very much so. It's a lot about relationship building. So if you do have a contact, in a specific geographical region, makes it easier.
And that they would probably need to be vested in the deal. Just
Yeah,
like
they'd have to have
they
some
don't
skin in
want
the
you halfway
game.
through,
Yep.
Or if you have maybe a family member that you trust that isn't just like a talker or like
Yeah.
will kind of let you down halfway through. Or,
Yeah, that's a good point. So if you don't live in an area where it might not be the most suitable investment area for mobile homes, if you have contacts around the country, and then as you guys know, probably just from my videos, I do a lot in Idaho, so which is another good market for this, but not as much as Texas though. Texas is one of the top states for mobile homes. So
That's
from what I've read,
no, that is accurate, and what I've read too.
allegedly.
But
Yeah.
in every state, I mean, if there's, I hate to say if there's a will, there's a way. But if,
Right.
in every state that I'm working with folks in, and I think it's every state, even in places like the coastal areas of California or the coastal areas somewhere else, you may have to drive. I mean, most of your deals are not going to be on those coastal areas
Yeah.
in certain cities. But even in places like California or coastal areas on the East Coast or more desirable areas, New Orleans, or metro markets, you live right downtown New York City. Yeah, you're not going to get anything in
Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah.
But if you have the will or the vehicle to drive an hour once a week and you can visit properties in Pennsylvania or upstate or in California, you can drive out inland to like the desert area or more towards where the lot rents go down, where days on the market go up, where there's less cash buyers. So it's like, if I just hate that people think like, oh, I'm not in Texas, therefore I can't invest in mobile homes. It's
Yeah.
like, no, if you want to, you may have to drive more than other people
Yeah.
or have a bigger territory than other people, but because there's not as many parks maybe, but it's still.
I think that's a good, and a lot of you have asked me, and specifically, I know I use LA a lot as examples, but I have a few of you that do live in LA and say, where can I in my area, homes are, 80, to $100,000. That question just went away, but feel free to ask it again. And so just what John said, you might have to drive inland a little bit. In fact, if you look at some of John's videos on his channel, he actually has a really cool graphic that he provides on his screen. What are they saying? It
No,
pops up and then it
I've
goes
never
away.
really live streamed,
But,
so I'm just kind of looking.
yeah, there's the views, and so you might have to drive a little bit inland to where it might not be as expensive or as populated. If you do live in a massive city, of course you're not going to have mobile home parks right in your backyard. How's Georgia? I assume Georgia's probably pretty ripe for the picking.
Georgia
Right?
is.
Yeah.
There's around Atlanta Metro. There's a big, huge increase in, I guess, the amount of people that want to be there. We have seen prices of mobile homes going up because that is the supply and demand of regular homes. That there's such a high demand is oozing over into mobile homes on land
Okay.
and in parks. So you have around the Atlanta metro market. I mean, rural Georgia is about the same as it's been since I've
Forever,
known.
yeah.
But the more Atlanta style or more bigger cities, you do have to have a bigger territory, or there are more people with cash.
Okay.
So your competition, if you're an investor investing in those markets, your competition isn't coming from other investors. Your competition's coming from just people that are wanting to live in a mobile home.
Overall inflation of
Correct. So
Okay.
so you can still sell these on payments. You may have to pay more going in. You're going to have more of a demand when you sell. You can sell for a higher price. But that is you're right. If there's more demand and prices are going up, it's like, do we just not invest in these at all? Do we pay more? either with payments or with just cash. But that's how the Georgia market is. Still plenty of mobile homes, still people that need help and get themselves into weird situations or need to leave or they're being evicted. So that you still have that whole aspect. People are people.
Right.
But I guess that the difference is that there's just more cash buyers available. So in the Atlanta market, metro market, like where you could be a little bit more patient and you could say, to a seller, okay, I'll call you back in a week or 2 or 3. Now you can't really call them back in a week or 2 or 3 because someone else may have come in
Snatch
with cash.
it up. Yeah.
So you just have to be a little bit more assertive, pay a little bit more, and
So this model, I mean, it really works in almost all parts of the country. I mean, I think individually we all think sometimes, okay, I've seen the videos, I've seen all this on the internet, but is it real life? And every time I get into an investment, I do that same, I go through that same thought process. Will this work in my backyard? And so it just really takes some research on your local market, if that answers your question. So we're gonna do some more videos and potentially another live stream, but for now we're going to finish up walking through. So if you guys have questions, drop them in the comment section below, and maybe we'll address them in another stream. We just wanted to pop on really quick and say hello, and John's really excited
First
today.
live stream ever.
This is his first live stream, so you guys should hop over onto John's channel, subscribe, and then pester him until he does a live stream of his own.
I'm not accepting any more subscribers.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.